Welcome back to the program. Sola Adesakin, the founder and lead coach, Smart Stewards, is joining me right now for us to talk about fortifying your financial future. This year. This is how we're starting the show this year. Your money well-being, your financial well-being is important to us. It's not just talking about economy. President Buhari said this. He didn't say that. How will you be better today? Shola, good to see you. Happy New Year, my friend. How are you?
Hi, Nancy, my sister. So good to see you this year.
So good to see you, Shola. How are you? How is your family? How is everything?
We are all in a great place. We are grateful for the gift of life.
You know one thing you taught me in 2019 when someone asked me how do I do, I'll say I am in a great place. I learned that from you. Such a very fantastic word, at least for me. You know, sometimes you've got to be very positive even amidst the up and downs going around you. So Shola, good to see you. Shola,
Same here.
can we speak to our viewers right now that have financial hangover? you know, financial hangover from 2021 and they have not recovered yet. I said it during the break. You know that January will come. You know you will pay school fees. For some people, you pay house rent. For some people, some expenses, your car will break down or something, your child will fall sick, there will be one emergency or the other. How do you speak to those that have financial hangover right now?
Thank you, Nancy. I'm glad that we have done this like 3 years back to back. And I am hoping that today would not be any way different. And I'm hoping that our listeners will gain a lot of wisdom. So the issue is whether you have a hangover or you feel your finances are in a better place, there are a lot of economic factors contending against our financial welfare. So this message cuts across for everybody. Whether you're broke, whether you think you are rich, or whether you think you are currently financially buoyant, the dynamics of personal finance are totally different. 2019, it was something different. 2020 came, COVID hit, then 2021. But trust me, the message of personal finance is getting different by the day. So again, hangover or not, I think the overall goal for everybody listening to this is to achieve financial wellness in 2022. And wellness is what it is. Literally, you are doing everything that would ensure the health of your financial life. So, hangover, yes, you have spent all your money. The past is in the past. What are you going to do going forward? I wrote down a couple of I's here that I think we should just bear in mind. It would help you bounce out of the hangover and it will help you take better financial decisions in 2022. So, like I said, the dynamics are different. The world is sort of under financial pressure, right? Economies of the world, countries are sighing. So it's not just about individuals. Countries, developed countries, developing countries are having financial hangover as it is, right? Because of COVID. So the first thing, if you're having a hangover is become increasingly aware of the dynamics of personal finance. Okay? You must become aware of your personal finance. So, what can I do? What am I doing wrong? Interact with your figures. How much am I earning? How much do I necessarily have to spend so that I don't get into this hangover state all of the time? Remember, I said the forces are now diverse. There is inflation, currency risks, and all of that. So the first thing is become aware, embrace financial literacy more than ever before. Now, this is not a time where you would say, this financial news, I really don't get it. This is not a time where you see financial news going on in the news and you are flipping over to Z World or African Magic. This is a time where and when we must become aware, we must become interested in financial discussions because these things help us. Lest I forget, everybody operates under three economies: personal economy, national economy, and global economy. Your personal economy has to do with what you make, and what you spend. So I tell people you make, manage, and multiply money. Your personal economy are things within your control. Oh, I want to make more money. I want to consider more businesses, or I want to cut down on some of my discretionary expenses. Now, the national economy has to do with what the government of your country is currently doing, because I'm aware some people are watching this from outside of Nigeria. So, what is the government saying? In Nigeria, we know what the government has been saying. We hear things like subsidy is going to be removed. We hear things like taxation is increasing for business owners. So you must become aware. Those things, you do not have control over them. So they must necessarily interest you. Talking about how you can become more financially aware. Now, the third one is the global economy. In the United States of America, I think in November, the inflation rate hit a figure that was the highest in over 4 decades.
Yeah.
Now, some people would say, what has the U.S. economy got to do with me? Some of us invest in U.S. stocks and all of those. The ripple effect, all of those things affect our discretionary income. So I like to say that when Joe Biden sneezes in the White House, it affects our finances. So the first thing, you have a hangover, you are thinking you are having a hangover, or you are currently buoyant, become aware. Embrace financial literacy, read books, follow those who know. I think that's the first one. In addition to that, we know what inflation has been like across the world. In Nigeria, yes, the inflation rate has been dropping, sort of declining, but we all know that the cost of and the prices of goods and services have not gone down. In December, I saw a lot of posts where people would say, I went to the market with 100,000, and these are just, the feedbacks I came back with compared to last year, right? So becoming aware of macroeconomic factors, become aware of your own personal figures, interact with your figures, become aware of what is happening around the world, right? And Nancy, let me stop there. I have a few other points to share, but let me get your reaction.
Okay. Fantastic foundation we started on. So getting over your hangover, don't cry over spilt milk. This is a new year. Where do you go from here? And that leads me to the next question. As we're telling people, where do they go from here? Can someone actually start from ground zero? How do you save and invest from ground zero? Is it possible? How do you begin?
So becoming aware and interacting with your figures shows you what it is. So if you're earning 100,000 per month, for example, and your expenses, your necessary expenses are 150, you just realize that things are not adding up. You're not even breaking even. So that introspection would make you realize the need to do something more. Let me quickly lay this foundation in addition to all I have said. In building wealth, in making more money, or in becoming financially well or free or secure, whatever you call it, there are two things, two sides. You either make more money or you reduce your spending. We all know how difficult it is. There are some spending items you cannot reduce. Is it groceries? Is it rent? Is it school fees? So expenses are usually always sacrosanct. So I tell people what we need to always look at is how we can increase our income. Getting out of a hangover, your current salary or your last year's salary will not take you out of it, especially when and where goods and services have gone up, astronomically in terms of prices, and salaries are not going up. So I like to encourage people, you see, multiple sources of expenses, sacrosanct. So considering multiple sources of income is not out of order. So if your salary is not doing it for you, your business income is not doing it for you, you must sit down to say, what can I do in addition? We must improve our income. It is from your income you can meet your needs. It is from your income you can invest. And I'm talking to myself as well. We all must sit down. In times like this where economies of the world are struggling, again, we must consider the positive side of things. COVID came, and then, there were a lot of restrictions and all of that. But COVID also opened us up into opportunities. These days, I am sitting in my home, in my office, and I am talking to people in Canada. Last year, I attended a couple of conferences. I spoke to a couple of people around the world. So the world has become a smaller global community. The issue is, how can I start to make money globally? How can I start to serve people beyond the borders of my country? I tell people the goal is to be locally valuable and globally viable. You must be in a position to serve people around the world, to monetize your talents, to collaborate with people. I have an acronym for WELL. Maybe I should quickly drop it now before we go on in the conversation.
Yeah.
So remember, I said it's about wellness, securing your financial health. And I said W is for, keeping your eye on the goal of building wealth. We want to build wealth. It will increase our income. E is for earning and expenses, keeping your eye on all of those. L is for literacy. And the last L is leverage. Now, the reason I am dropping this acronym now is leverage has got to become a part of our day-to-day dictionary. Leverage includes collaborating. Leverage includes looking around you, seeing how you can collaborate with people, seeing how you can leverage other people's time, seeing how you can leverage other people's resources, seeing how you can combine efforts to ensure that, I like that quote. I can't remember who said it. That quote that says that if you want to go fast, go alone.
Go alone.
If you want to go far, then go with others.
Together.
This is a year where you are looking at what you have, what others have, and you are combining resources. You are combining efforts to go far and to make more money. So, Nancy, we've got to increase our income. We've got to leverage other people's time and resources in a mutually beneficial way so that we can make more income and achieve our financial goals at the end of the day.
Shola, the question will be for those watching now, how do we do that? Someone will say, I have a 9-to-5 job. Is restricted. How do I earn more money? You've told me now to increase my income. To earn more money, how do I do that? How?
Okay, beautiful.
This thing sounds simple.
Money
just
gravitates towards value.
Yeah.
And your value increases, in commensurate measures with your skills. So somebody has a 9-to-5 job, fantastic. What do you do with the other time? I am a firm believer in personal development, in professional development. I have done 9-to-5 in the past. I can still do 9-to-5 and still add other things. So look around you. What are some of the problems that you can solve? I've got friends who do 9-to-5 and who do their other businesses outside of their work and during weekends. And that's where collaboration comes in. So maybe you have a skill that you can use to make more money, but you don't have the time. Now look for somebody that has the time. Let me give you my example. I know I'm on TV. I'm a chartered accountant, and I qualified like 21 years ago. But my passion is in personal finance, right? I pay all my subscriptions in 3 continents, a lot of money. So what I did was, rather than just denying myself that passion of, teaching personal finance, I partnered with a friend who is also a chartered accountant who has got a firm. So we do stuff together. What do? I bring in the clients. I do the marketing. She executes with a smaller team that we have put together. We do the job, and when the proceeds come in, when the income come in, we split. I am most times not on the side or doing some of those accounting things, but I bring in so we have decided on who does what. By so doing, I bring in the clients, she executes, we make the money, we have a profit sharing ratio, we all smile to the bank at the end of the month. So the issue is there are people who are looking for collaboration. You're on your 9-to-5, but you have some skills and some talents that you can monetize. Somebody sent me some packs of granola bars, cereal rather, a couple of days ago. And, I looked at it and I'm like, this person probably is working on 9-to-5, but she uses the other time of the day or weekends to manufacture. Yeah. What she has done is to get somebody who can work with her, 2 people who can work with her. So she does all of the strategic thinking for the business, and these people produce for her. So So the skills are there. Sometimes you have the skills, some other person has the time. Collaborate. Sometimes you have the access to customers, the other person has the time. Collaborate, join forces. Again, increasing your income is a function of bringing more value, and it doesn't have to be your own value alone. This is a season. Somebody said collaboration has become the new goal. I agree. Last year, I collaborated a lot. And I teach, and I think I have, discussed and shared this with you before, Nancy. I believe in finder's fee as well. Some of us are so gifted, we are so resourceful, we have access to a lot of people, and then people need, they come to you, they tap your brain all the time. I tell people, if you are a resourceful person that people gravitate towards, find a way of monetizing it.
In fact,
if I am connecting you for this business, I'm going to get a finder's fee. Now, take that with a pinch of salt, because in organizations, there might be a policy against it. But I'm just saying, open your eyes to see areas you can collaborate with people, you can solve people's problems, leveraging other people's time, skills, resources, and money. That's what I think.
In fact, Sola, you said a couple of things, and I hope our viewers have taken one or two things or many things from that. So many things you said. In fact, I met a young lady on Saturday. She does a 9-to-5 job, and she told me, by the side that she does plantain chips and she sells to different supermarkets. And in fact, the money she's making there, that Nancy, you cannot believe, don't despise those things. I'm making money even more than my salary. She told me, I'm just selling plantain chips on Saturday. The other thing which you said that also...
Nancy, can I quickly interrupt?
Okay, very quickly, in 5 seconds.
A few years ago, I went back to learn confectionery.
Yeah.
Even as a chartered accountant.
Yes, you
and
told
I
me
started
so.
to make money. So I joke. I tell people I'm a chartered accountant, but I'm a chartered donut maker. I'm a chartered egg roll maker, because credits in your bank account do not discriminate.
Yes. Any alert is an alert. Any alert is an alert. And very quickly, just you said, when you pick, in fact, I think sometime last year, I had to monetize when people come to me, Nancy, I say, you're going to pay for my time to advise you on one or two things. You've got to pay for my time because you're consulting me. If you want to get anything, get it free on television. But if you come to meet me, sorry, guys, you've got to pay. My director is saying, let's go, let's go, let's go. So, Sola, we're going to do this again. Thank you, my sister, for being on the show today. Let's talk after this. And I hope our viewers have gotten so many things from what we've said today. And I will tell you, our viewers, we will not leave you empty-handed this year. We're going to be following you around and accompanying you, but you also have to join us on the show, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. on this channel. Thank you for joining us. Sola Adesakin is the founder and lead coach at Smart Stewards. I'll see you all again tomorrow. God